So, Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky from Full House and Fuller House, has been sentenced to 2 months in prison, and her husband has been sentenced to 5 months in prison. They're both going to prison due to them being involved in that college scandal where they bribed to get their daughters into college. Yep, so now they're paying the price. Yeah, but Lori Loughlin, she's only going to be in prison for 2 months. And her husband have to arrive in prison by at least by November 19th. They have to arrive by November 19th to prison to start their sentence. Apparently, if they're not there on November 19th, then there's even bigger consequences for them. So I don't know what the bigger consequences will be. Maybe they'll be in prison even longer. I don't know. But I'm not surprised that she's only going to be in prison for 2 months. I mean, I just have a feeling she wasn't going to be in prison that long. So, I mean, some of you guys probably think she should have been in prison longer than that, maybe for like a year. But she's only going to be in prison for 2 months. So, I mean, but her husband, he's going to be in there for 5 months. It's like, whatever he did when it came to the scandal, he must have done something really bad for him to serve 5 months compared to his wife's 2 month sentence to prison. Yeah, so he's going to be in there for 5 months. So it sounds like he won't get out until what, like April of next year? Because Lori Loughlin is going to be in prison for 2 months, which means she'll get out next year in January. Yeah. This is what happens with the whole college scandal. And Lori Loughlin said this: "I made an awful decision. I went along with a plan to give my daughters an unfair advantage in the college admissions process. In doing so, I ignored my intuition and allowed myself to be swayed from my moral compass," Loughlin said in the video call. Yeah, so it sounds like she's really sorry for what she did, and she realized what she did was wrong, and it looks like she swears she would never do that again. Hopefully she really means it, because you'll have some people to say that they're sorry, and they won't do it again, but it feels as though they're not sorry and they just a load of crap for saying that when they really don't mean it. She sounds like she said she's sorry. And I know some people will say that Lori Loughlin, they thought that she was such a nice person and that she's awful for what she did. Well, I think before this, Lori Loughlin was a nice person. I've never heard or read anything about her doing anything wrong before, like robbing banks or murdering anybody. So it seems like she's always been a nice person. But yeah, what she did with this whole bribing people to get her daughters into college, yeah, this is where we know that this is pretty much the time where she did something bad and that was effed up. This is the only time. As for Felicity Huffman, who also was involved in the scandal, she was sentenced to prison, but she was in there for 11 days. She was released last year on October 25th. So she did her time last year, and she was only in prison for 11 days. And like I said, I'm not surprised that she wasn't in prison that long either. But get this. Apparently, while she's in prison, I guess she's supposed to be having like Pilates, spinning, and ceramics classes while she's doing her time in prison. Who the heck gets to have Pilates, spinning, and ceramics classes in prison? How does that work? It's prison. So what? Did they let her get to choose what her prison should look like? How is that possible in actual prison? Matter of fact, LeBron James apparently slammed Lori Loughlin for her prison choice. So I understand why LeBron would slam her, and I get that. It's like, it's prison. How is anybody going to have the choice of what they want to do in prison? How does that work? Is it because she's a celebrity? Look, regardless if Lori Loughlin is a celebrity or not, she still is a human being, okay? Non-celebrities don't get this type of treatment in prison. So why the heck should Lori Loughlin get this type of treatment? Okay, regardless of her being a celebrity, it shouldn't matter. I mean, Lori Loughlin is 56 years old, and she looks great for her age. I mean, so I figure she obviously does a lot of Pilates and, working out, just like in these pictures. Well, these are pictures of her during the filming scene of 90210, getting her exercise on, doing some yoga. But the point is, obviously, the woman likes to work out so she can, as she gets older, continue to still look good. I mean, I can't be mad at her for that. I don't blame her. Whatever. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, she's doing her time, and hopefully she doesn't do this again. As for her Hollywood career, I don't know. It's not going to be the same, I don't think, after, her prison sentence. Fuller House is over with, and she wasn't on the last season of Fuller House due to what she did. And she's not going to be able to be a part of those Hallmark mystery TV movies that she was doing. They're not going to bring her back. Once they found out about her little scandal, they cut her for good, which means even though she's done her time, they're not going to bring her back. It's like once you F up, you F'd up. So she might have a hard time with other roles in Hollywood, movie-wise or television-wise. So, all right, that's all I have to say. See ya.